You know, when most of us think about chess, we picture this game of pure, cold logic. It's all about finding that one perfect, calculated move. But what if I told you the most powerful piece on the board isn't the queen or the king, but the human mind sitting right across from you? Well, one man understood this better than anyone, and he used that insight to completely dominate the game for a generation.
This right here, this was his core belief. He saw the game for what it truly is. It's not just some math problem waiting to be solved. No, it's a battle of wills. It's a test of nerve. And at its heart, it's a deep psychological duel.
And the grand master of this mental battlefield was a man named Emanuel Lasker. See, he didn't just want to outplay his opponents. That was too simple. He wanted to get inside their heads, dismantle their confidence, exploit every little fear, and basically lead them into a state of total, utter confusion.
And let me tell you, it worked. Boy, did it work. Lasker was the undisputed world chess champion for 27 unbroken years. I mean, think about that. That record still stands today, and it's a testament to a strategy that went way, way beyond the 64 squares of the board.
So what was his secret? What exactly made Lasker so profoundly different from every champion who came before him or, frankly, after him?
Well, here's the thing. Lasker wasn't just a chess player. He was this brilliant mathematician, a really deep-thinking philosopher. He was even good friends with Albert Einstein. So while all his rivals were spending their time memorizing thousands of opening moves, Lasker was studying something way more unpredictable: people. He believed that understanding your opponent's psychology was the ultimate weapon.
And this insight led him to his revolutionary and, to many, totally heretical strategy. It was a complete break from how chess was supposed to be played. At the very heart of his philosophy is this fascinating, kind of mind-bending paradox, right? How could making a move that is objectively worse, a move a computer would flag as a mistake, actually be the thing that leads you to victory?
This comparison just nails it. You see, orthodox chess is all about searching for that perfect logical move. But Lasker's chess, it was about searching for the perfect weapon to use against a specific person. He wasn't playing the board. He was playing the anxieties, the habits, and the fears of the guy in the other chair.
He pioneered what we can call the psychological move. It's not about being mathematically perfect. It's about being psychologically devastating. The whole point is to create a situation on the board that your opponent just cannot handle, emotionally or mentally.
Think of it like a hidden tripwire, okay? So your opponent, they're walking down this nice, clear path. They expect the game to unfold in a logical, predictable way. And then bam, Lasker makes this weird, kind of ugly-looking move. It's that unexpected step, and suddenly, the clear path is just gone. All that's left is chaos. And in that chaos, Lasker has set a trap, a psychological tripwire that his panicked opponent is almost guaranteed to stumble over.
So let's see how this brilliant strategy actually worked in practice, because Lasker tailored his attack for every single opponent he faced.
I mean, his methods were just incredibly adaptable. If he was playing against a fierce attacker, he wouldn't fight fire with fire. No, that's what they'd expect. Instead, he'd drag them into this boring, slow defensive game, a kind of trench warfare that would frustrate them until they just lashed out. Against a super cautious player, he'd create a chaotic, messy jungle on the board where their need for safety would just paralyze them. And against a dogmatist, a guy like Siegbert Tarrasch, who believed in rigid rules, Lasker would play these ugly, unorthodox moves that just offended his opponent's sense of order and drove him nuts.
And while his rivals were sweating and agonizing and getting visibly angry, Lasker would just stay perfectly calm. He engineered the pressure cooker, and then he just sat back and waited for his opponent's own mind to become their worst enemy. He literally weaponized their own psychology against them.
So you might be wondering, why does this century-old philosophy still matter so much today?
It's a fair question, right? I mean, we now have chess engines that can calculate millions of moves a second and find the perfect play in almost any position. So has all this technology made Lasker's human-first strategy obsolete?
The answer is a resounding, absolute no. And the reason is actually pretty simple. Computers don't get nervous. They don't have egos, they don't get frustrated, and they certainly don't panic. But people do. As long as there's a human being playing the game, the psychological element will always be there.
And that right there is Lasker's timeless gift to the world of strategy. He taught us that any competition, whether it's on a chessboard, in a boardroom, or in life, is at its core a human struggle. Understanding behavior is every bit as important as understanding technique.
So the next time you face a challenge, just remember Lasker's lesson. Try to look past all the technical details, past the board itself, and ask yourself the most important question of all. Who is the person on the other side, and what do they fear the most?